Hi everybody, I'm McAllister. Sorry for not giving you the presentation earlier on, so sorry for the delay at the start. I spoke with Gabriella a couple of weeks back. We met over a coffee and the Connected Limerick thing came up and she asked me to speak, and I said, look, we don't do a lot of work, we build mobile apps, but we don't do a lot of work in Limerick. So I really just wanted to talk to you about this tool, which is in everybody's pocket at the moment, because this is the most connected device that you have. It's the most connected device any generation has ever had, and it can do a wealth of things, some of which you're well familiar with, an awful lot of which you're not. So I just wanted to describe how we've learned about how we can use open data and everything like that to pull together information that we might need. But I wanted to more so look at how we have the tools in our back pocket today to provide all of this data out there. Increasingly, and as Louie mentioned in her talk, people are looking inward to Ireland, they're searching to see what's there. And if we can put this data up there in an easy fashion through our own phones, that's ideal. So the phone you have today in your pocket, it has GPS on it. It has an orientation, it has a compass, it knows which way you're facing, where you're facing. It knows where you are in terms of your altitude, are you up, are you down. It also knows, because of your location, it knows temperature, because it's got accelerometers built in, it knows how fast you're going, where you're going, how quickly you're changing directions. And it's got a great camera. They say that the best camera in the world is the one that you have on you. Well, this is the one that you have on you all the time when you leave your house. It's got maps built in, so it knows exactly where you are at any particular time. And it is indeed a telephone, so it has that connectivity. So you can pull down a lot of data. And more importantly than this, it's got memory, it's got storage, so it has history. It knows where you've been, it knows what you like, it knows who your friends are, it knows who you're most connected with. This is the side of mobile phones that is yet to be really mined and really looked into, but that will come. We've seen that Apple's latest software a couple of weeks back, you can now talk to the phone and get it to do things, and that's becoming more and more intuitive, and history is a huge thing. So a connected limerick is indeed your personal limerick. It's what you put out there and you put up to the various sites that are available. And as an example of this and just how easy this can be, and it seems like tons and tons of discrete elements, but as an example of this and how it might work, I thought what I might do, this is not my typical day, so don't think I'm a check-in junkie. But, for example, today we're sitting in the back here in the Hunt Museum, so we tweet about it. So Twitter has gone out to the web for everybody to see that we're here. A friend of mine, a couple of blocks up, sees that in Facebook and put it back out as a status update, or knows Shane's down here, or knows Shane's sitting with Bernie or Louie, or whatever it might be. Somebody else might be checking in here over across the way in the Strand Hotel if they've come down to stay here tonight. So they've done a check-in. Again, Limerick is getting a ping on the web. Somebody else at the top of Thomas Street puts a photo up on Flickr. Somebody else over near the Curragh Falls uploads a really good YouTube video of the Shannon in all its glory. Somebody else a little more advanced adds that to augmented reality when they're here looking back down the river, so they can see the videos that have been produced in Limerick, location-based. Somebody on business checks in through LinkedIn to see who's around there, who their third-party contacts they might know, because they've got a couple of hours to kill staying in the Absolute Hotel and they want to meet somebody that they might know. And while they're in that hotel, they leave a review in TripAdvisor. Later on, they go out for a few pints, so they check out the Perfect Pints app. They check into the pub, rate their pint, upload it, put in a comment about the barman. And they go out for dinner later on in a city centre restaurant. So they use something like Food Spotter or Forkly or Urban Spoon or any of these kind of restaurant rating apps and sites to go through. And then finally, after their dinner, they head off down to Dublin's to go for a gig to see a band that they found through the use of the Songkick app, and be able to rate that band and put it out there. They wake up tomorrow morning, hopefully not too hungover. They head out towards Clare and they do some geocaching, which is finding hidden treasure left by somebody else around the world using an app on your phone. So this is actually all content that's been generated personally and through your phone. And we can all contribute to that. And that's the big thing that I'd like to get across here, is that It's not about consuming this content, visiting websites. It's about participation and for us to contribute and use the devices that we have in our pockets all the time to get this data out there. So as an outsider looking at Limerick, looking at Ireland and the broader picture, the data is there. As Louis mentioned, check-ins in Foursquare going through the roof over in the US. They're pretty slow here, but they're catching up. And so I think it's up to us to provide the data to make what we call a connected society work. The real problem in this is trying to filter all of that down then and come out with something meaningful and tangible at the end. And that's not really been cracked yet, but I think that's something that's on the new horizon that's coming around the way. So that's my little piece. Thank you very much.
Thank you.